This is Terrence Andre Banks with Information Age Financial Solutions coming to you about the real estate market, in particular Miami. Fan has found this incredible article, Ventures in Capitalism, Miami Real Estate is About to Collapse. Titles always catch my attention, and real estate is a big important of our economic lives. I'm going to dive right in. As always, I'm going to put a link inside the description. Now, this video has a lot of expletives. I'm just going to read through them, but it's definitely worth your attention. And if you get past all the curse words going to be utilized in this article, it was such a value that I wanted to make sure I bring it to your attention. Miami has a highly cyclical property market where the magnitudes of booms or busts dwarf anywhere else in the country. In my experience, trends in Miami real estate also tend to lead to national trends by a few quarters. Therefore, smart guys always watch Miami. And this is absolutely true because Miami was a particular epicenter of the last crash. So let's see what else he goes on to there. Roughly a year ago, I noticed Miami's property prices starting to decline after a 2 or 3 year period of leveling off. The pace of decline has clearly accelerated recently. Most properties on South Beach where I live are about off by 20 to 35% from peak prices, but that is nothing compared to the carnage across the bridge in areas like Brickell, and Edgewater. Why are prices dropping? It's more than a simple supply and demand, though the glut of new supply is clearly part of it. Rather, your typical condo has a carrying cost of 4 to 7% of fair value before financing costs, property tax, condo fees, insurance, maintenance, special assessments, etc. This adds up fast when property is worth hundreds of thousands or even millions. It is pretty much mathematically impossible to have a possible yield from buying and renting out a Miami condo. Trust me, I've done the math many times. Let me repeat this again. It's pretty much mathematically impossible to have a positive cash flow. I'm rewording it from positive yield of cash flow from buying and renting out a Miami condo. Interesting. The only way owning is viable is if prices go up and allow you to extract capital to fund the carrying costs, though debt service then makes the monthly cash flow even worse. The basic law of Miami condo pricing is that if prices go up, they collapse they due to carrying costs. Suddenly it seems as though a lot of owners are becoming financially distressed, forcing them to hit bids at a time when demand is somewhat lacking. With all that in mind, I got drinks last week with a buddy in the hard money lending market to discuss the state of the market. For those of you who are not familiar with hard money lending, now I did a video on hard money lending not too long ago, and that's why it also kind of ties into what is going on in Miami as well. And many other places why hard money loans you need to be very careful about. But I digress. Let's get back to the article here. These are loans made on the basis of the asset value, not the ability of the borrower to pay. In fact, in some cases, assume that the borrower will not repay the loan, and through penalty interest, you rapidly chew through their equity and get to a high quality property at a great initial entry price. Some of the people, I should have just thought about that as well. People really need to know that before they're taking on hard money loans. This works well in the up market. How does it work when things go no bid? People don't want it, or there's no bid for people looking for to buy the property. Okay, so here he goes in the conversation with a friend here. Holy shit, Cuppy, it's about to blow. You said that 3 months ago. It's different now. The whole system is jammed up. What do you mean? Before, when a borrower would default, we put him into penalty default interest, which is 25% on loans over $500,000 in Florida. My business is to underwrite safe loans and to clip a coupon not to own real estate. The lenders are looking for big returns and risk and headaches on real estate, which watch the public records for notice of defaults and to barrage the distressed borrower with offers of 12 to 16% interest-only private loans. Not any borrower's idea of good time, but still better than 25% default rate plus legal fees. These offers often come with periods of prepaid interest that temporarily take some pressure off the borrower, but also help sharpen the axe for when it finally falls, large artificially inflated final loan amount. We can place these same gains with the defaulted borrowers, but my investors want the defaulted paper off the books. We don't want to repossess the property and have to sell it. Our specialty is underwriting, not foreclosure. We're happy when someone takes our problems away. Interesting. I read that pretty quickly, but again, I encourage you to take a look at this at your leisure. So, friend, the story usually ends with a fire sale of the property by the defaulted borrower or by the lender. After foreclosure, end users are seeing that the fire sale may very well be the next quarter's market price and the units aren't moving. Even the country's foreclosure sales, which have been loaded with fix and flip reality TV fans bidding 110% of value for the past 5 years, are seeing below market price deals with no bids. Suddenly, no one wants our defaulted borrowers. The shark lenders are all jammed up with loans they poached last year. They used to be able to recycle their capital by selling their assets, but now they can't. This means that no one is buying distressed loans off our books without demanding a discount on principal. The whole conveyor belt is frozen. Even a few months ago, there were still idiots from out of town or kids with daddy's offshore money who come down here with a new hard money fund and make stupid decisions. Now those guys are jammed up too, or at least they're not coming down here anymore. This means that we need to now take possession of our defaults. How's that going? Let me explain it this way. We underwrote this one deal 2 years ago for $3.4 million purchase of a new construction condo. We lent $1.5 million against it. The guy defaulted and we were up to $2 million in principal and default interest, and we took possession. Figuring we were plenty protected by over $1 million over equity on the asset. Remember, our basis is $1.5 million. Well, it's been for sale for 9 months now. It may not even trade with a two handle, meaning I'm stuck carrying the thing, which isn't cheap. I have no idea how to even sell it. We're on our third broker now. No one has a clue to do with it, yet these assholes keep building more product. Welcome to Miami property cycle. If you build, cost is $300 a foot, and you think you can sell it for $700, you'll flood the market. Once you made a good decision, you're going to finish the thing, even if you only sell it for $200 in the end. I'm sorry, once you made a go decision, you're going to finish the thing, even if you only sell it for $200 in the end. It's even worse. Every month, they break ground on hundreds of additional units when the existing ones won't sell. Some of the most high-profile buildings have less than 50% sell-through, and the majority of what's sold is immediately dumped on the market and unfinished below the developer's sale price for fear the developer will drop his price and leave these guys even further underwater. Pretty soon, they'll all be forced into another round of price cuts. It makes no sense to build anymore, but they keep doing it. Won't the 50 basis points the Fed cut help clear the logjam? Huh, you're effing kidding me. I'm charging these guys 10% because they cannot get traditional loans. They can't get a few points off rates, and it wouldn't matter. Besides, the guys who qualify for real loans are selling because they cannot hold on their own properties. That's why every third unit is suddenly for sale. Prices start going up and the whole thing blew apart, and now there's no buyers. Remember, the price for a whole building is set on the lease trade. Banks look at the data and won't underwrite new loans. So what are you doing to clear these bad assets? And when it gets even more interesting, I have no idea. I'll probably smack the bid, whatever it is, take the hit before someone else does. At least I won't have to keep making condo payments and 2% property tax payments. My fund has basically stopped lending on condos and is well below 50% loan value on everything else. We're building cash. I don't want any more of this crap on my balance sheet. A surprising number of my existing loans are starting to go bad. I know my competitors on the road. Trust me, they are in much worse shape. They underwrote all sorts of nonsense that I wouldn't even touch. I'll be fine, but they're toast. And the bankers of the Zarks, they underwrite the stuff the local hard money boys wouldn't touch at 15%, but these jokers got paid. Fed funds +3 to take the risk. We should build a fund to pick up the carcasses in the next 2 years. Good thing they just popped down a new branch at Sunset Harbor. We can use it as an REO of us. Why isn't any one of this showing up in the data yet? And here's it gets even more interesting. Most traditional borrowers have money and are trying to hold on. Besides, property is a slow burn process. Guys are in extreme pain. Transaction values have collapsed. Properties on offer have exploded. Eventually, someone blinks. People realize where the real marks are on their assets. Then they ask themselves why they're paying 10% a year to hold on something that they underwater on and dropping in price. It's going to be just like 2009. Wait 6 or 9 months. They can take rates to zero. It won't matter. That's not the key cost of holding these things anyway. Will it really be as bad as the last cycle? Last time, a lot of stuff defaulted was upper middle class product. It just needed lower prices and eventually it cleared. This time, the glut is fake. Super luxury 3,500 units with private exterior jacuzzis don't ever clear. The property tax is $50,000 alone. Who the hell can afford this stuff? You give it away for free. A middle class guy can't afford to hold it. Last cycle, it was a few hundred units of high end that went bad. Now you have the whole city blocks that are nothing but high end. 200 units per building. These thousands and thousands of these things, the property prices can have, and that means the property tax halves, but you're still paying condo fees. And remember, when your neighbors stop paying, you're on the hook for their payments because you need condos. There aren't enough rich Venezuelans and Russians to buy all these units. Besides, those guys aren't buying here anymore. They're scared of Trump and they broke away. Anyway, they're broke anyway. This time it's really is going to blow. Sweet. Let me know when I can get a real great deal on something, to be honest. Wow, I kind of breezed through this article, probably said a couple things and jumbled up a couple words. I encourage you to take a look at this article. Definitely put this in your own list because Florida is a great place to learn when the echo bubble crashes is being to happen. If you're in real estate and you live in this area, you need to really be mindful and just take this into heed. If this video has been any value to you, please subscribe, leave some comments, hit the ring bell, hit the bell for my next video. And as always, I'm out. Until my next video, I'm out.